actually a concept, okay? So the best way for you to play guard is controlling the legs of your opponent, okay? Like a lot of times you can play guard controlling the upper body only, like spider guard, lasso guard, or collar sleeve. But if the opponent has the legs free, he can move more, okay? Especially if you lose one grip. Let's say right here, if I lose one grip, now he can move a lot, side to side, right? It's very important to control the leg of my opponent, okay? Sometimes you're gonna be playing guard like this, and there's a way for you to pull guard in order to control the legs of your opponent. If you just like try to chop the leg like this, like half guard, it's gonna knee cut you. There'll be a lot of pressure here. A lot of people do that, but it's not worth it because now you're in a bad spot, okay? All right, so the best way for me to bring his leg as close as I can to me, I can grab his collar right here, and instead of just like trying to put my foot on his hip, okay, because that way, look, still his leg is far from me. Look, like how I'm gonna control his leg, right? So I can aim with my feet towards like his shoulder or underneath of his armpit, okay? And instead of pulling his collar down, I'll bring Andy this way, right, over me. Like I'll bring him this way, okay? So instead of grabbing and then trying to go like this, okay, we're doing this, look. So that way, he's obligated to put his hand on the floor, and I can control his leg already. So I can grab like this, or I can underhook like that, okay? If I grab like this, when Andy starts to readjust his guard, I'm already attacking, okay? I can grab his pins, and now it's harder for him to move side to side, okay? And right here, right now, I can go for the La Hiva, right? I can set up one leg X, right underneath of my opponent. I can go for a sit-up guard, like this, okay? And I can go underneath of him, like playing X guard, okay? So the X guard is a very strong guard if you control double page grip, especially like with the keys, okay? And if you have the one leg X, for example, if I go like this, okay, and I grab just one leg, maybe it's gonna defend, maybe it's gonna be safe right here. But if I control double pants like this, I can start giving him a really hard time, okay? It's gonna be hard for him to move, it's gonna be hard for him to disengage, and I have a lot of options here to attack my opponent, okay? Especially C, okay? So right now, let's start like this, okay? Of course, I can play guard like that, but if I play like that, look, I'm focused on grabbing the upper body, but his leg is too far from me. Okay? I have to be super mobile and flexible to keep like my opponent retaining the guard, right? To keep like my opponent between my legs. Okay. Meanwhile, like he's moving side to side, especially if I'm fighting someone like really, really fast, and then he's gonna get a leg drag, or if I'm gonna try to recover, he's gonna jump to the other side. Okay. Right here, you're gonna be sitting. I can have one hand on the floor. I control cross collar or same side collar. Okay, doesn't matter. But when you control, I want you to pull your opponent in this direction here. Okay, aiming to force him to pose the hands on the floor. Okay, and you see my feet goes right outside of him. Now, if Andy tried to knee cut me, right, he has to step over his leg as well. Okay, which will give me time to underhook his leg. I can even start frame and start getting like X guard right here. Okay, so I control my opponent. Like kind of like a 70-30, we call this 70-30, right? Almost a 50-50. To drag the leg to this side, it's 50-50. Okay? So this is very important, especially if you're fighting someone really fast, or someone that has more technique than you, right? Let's say you're like a blue belt fighting against a brown belt, so you have to control their legs. Okay? If you don't, they're gonna start jumping around you, and then you're gonna be lost. Again, the drill is this. Step one, step two. Okay, underhook his leg. Okay, if my opponent around me, if my opponent put the leg between my legs right here, I have to use my leg here, my outside leg, to push his chest. And then I start going for a K guard. Bring his knee to my chest. Okay, and now I can start going for the X guard. There's two ways for me to go X guard right here, or even go for a 70-30. Okay, X guard, I go with this leg under, and I scoop myself under, so I'm on the X guard. If I can't find the foot there, I can set this leg on this side. Kind of like gonna attack a knee bar. Okay? And now look, I'm gonna bring my leg here. Okay? This way. So I'm controlling my opponent. Professor, can the opponent go on my ankle lock? Yes, he can go for ankle lock right here. Okay? So if you're afraid of ankle locks, you can grab the collar, or you can control this sleeve here. You leave it to this hand right here. And now you can start readjusting your guard. Okay? You can either underhook this side here, kind of like a waiter seat, right? Or you can start taking this foot out, putting underneath of it. Got it? All right, one more time. We're slowing now. Step 1. Step 2, I'll pull him this direction so I want his leg. Okay? And I underhook his leg. Once I underhook, I bring my knee inside. This is like a frame, look. My foot is like a frame here. I have to bring his knee to my chest. Okay? If his knee is too heavy on the floor and I can't pull towards my chest, I use my shin to force him to keep the weight behind me or towards his back leg, and I get this leg here. Once I get this leg here, look, I have to bite this leg, kind of like that, look, kind of like on old school phone call, right? You talk like this on the phone, right? You control here, okay? Then you're making a cake or whatever, so you go here, okay? So now look, if I want to go to the X guard, I just underhook this leg, right? And then I start going to the X guard on this side. Or if I feel it's hard for me to get the X guard, I step this leg here, and then I go for the 70-30 underhooking this leg here. That's the only thing I want you to do right now. Okay? Because now you're underneath of your opponent, and it's really hard for your opponent to pass your guard. Okay? He has to maybe to stand up, right? Stand up. Look, I'm already underneath of him. I can start working to sweep him. I'm controlling both legs. I can easily come up on top of my opponent. Okay? This side. So focus on your good side. Don't go both sides. Focus on the side that you like to play guard most and go for that, okay? My side is this one. Okay, I'll go and grab his leg on this side, okay? So I grab his collar, cross collar or same side collar, okay? I pull him, underhook, frame, bring his knee to my chest, pass my leg over, which is better than trying to get the X guard, okay? Sometimes it's hard to get the X guard here. So I pass my leg to this side. Now look, I bring the other leg inside, but I like to keep this frame here, okay? You see the frame here? Because if I pass here, you can put the knee on the floor, and you can leg drag me, okay? So as I get the K guard, I keep this frame, look, like this, because now I can push with my foot right here on his hip, okay? I can push him and don't let him put his knee on the floor. Now, I go for the underhook right here. Once I underhook, now I can take the leg out. Because now, because I underhook, it's hard for me to put this on the floor. Okay? Just got it. Now I can start framing here and just stop like this. Okay? Just like that. This is a drill. And reset. Now, in this third. Full guard, okay? Force me to go with the hand on the floor so it can be underneath of me. So I can set up either the X guard or step this leg here, underhooking my leg. Okay, again. You see if I try to keep the weight on this leg going, when he pulls, let's say, look, you see how I force my hand to go on the floor? So now I'm giving the leg. So if I try to knee cut here, and you're gonna K guard, push me, the weight on my leg, but let's say I keep my weight like this. Now I didn't give him much space to him. 70-30 going. See this leg here? Always, okay? The biggest mistake here is to pass the foot like this before you underhook the leg. That's a huge mistake. Now, you're gonna get smashed. You have to underhook this leg, so now you can safely take the foot off the hip. Other than that, like you're gonna keep the frame like this, because then your opponent will be on top of you the whole time. You got this? This is the warm up. Let's go back and forth, okay? We go 3 times each person. 1, 2, 3.